Hello everybody and welcome. On this video. In this section, we'll explore the concept of scope, as it pertains to defining the boundaries and areas within an organization that are encompassed and regulated by the Quality Management System, QMS. Additionally, we'll examine the applicability of the ISO 9001:2015 standards requirements within these defined limits. Establishing a clear scope is crucial for the effective implementation of a QMS. The ISO mandates that all relevant requirements of the ISO 9001:2015 standard must be adhered to within the organization's scope. Nevertheless, certain exceptions exist. For instance, while Clause 4.1, which focuses on understanding the organization and its context, is universally applicable, Clause 8.3, concerning the design and development of products and services, may not be relevant if these activities are not part of the organization's business processes. In such cases, the organization wouldn't need to develop processes and controls for these activities, and this requirement could be legitimately omitted from the QMS scope. However, it's important to note that exclusions from the standard should not be made solely for convenience. Such exclusions must be justifiable, and they must not impair the organization's capacity to comply with requirements or to enhance customer satisfaction. To accurately determine the scope of its QMS, an organization must consider both external and internal factors, as discussed in Section 4.1. This includes understanding the organization and its context, as well as recognizing the needs of relevant interested parties as mentioned in Section 4.2. This information is essential for defining the QMS scope, as it helps determine the extent to which the QMS should cover processes addressing internal and external issues, including risks and opportunities, as well as stakeholder requirements. The scope of a QMS will vary among organizations, depending on numerous factors unique to each business's context. Armed with insights from implementing processes outlined in Sections 4.1 and 4.2, organizations are better positioned to delineate the boundaries of their QMS. The ISO 9001:2015 standard continually emphasizes understanding the context of the organization, a vital component in developing an effective QMS. Another aspect to consider while determining the QMS scope is the range of products and services offered by the organization. Decisions must be made regarding which products and services are included in the QMS scope, and whether this includes all or only a selection. Organizations should ask critical questions to accurately define their QMS scope. Which areas should fall under the QMS? Should all products and services be included, or only certain ones? Are departments like finance and HR required to adhere to the QMS, or is it limited to operations and production? Ideally, the broader the QMS coverage, encompassing as much of the organization and its offerings as possible, the better. However, this decision must align with the organization's best interests. The ISO 9001:2015 standard requires that the QMS scope be documented, accessible, and clearly delineate the system's boundaries. It should identify which products and services are included or excluded, and explain any justifications for not applying certain standard requirements to the QMS. This documentation ensures clarity for all involved with the QMS processes and outputs, including stakeholders and interested parties. Moreover, for certification purposes, it must be evident to auditors that the organization has thoroughly defined its QMS scope and is meeting all applicable requirements.